Good morning, everybody. So we are at the end of the dry season. At the end of the dry season, it's when everything is at its driest, and it has been very, very windy. You can probably maybe even hear the breeze in the camera. And it doesn't happen every once in a while, but sometimes there are fires here. And there was a fire just a couple miles down the road. We just found out about it. And apparently 3 families' houses, locals' houses, burnt to the ground, and they lost everything. So what we're gonna do is they're taking donations at the church, and a similar thing happened to me and my family. So when I heard about this, I was like, it totally hit home, because the exact same thing happened when I was 8 years old. And I'll tell you guys the story at the end of this video, but for now, what we're doing is we went through a bunch of our clothes, and one of the things that I remember is when you lose everything, clothes is like, it's the one thing you want to be able to at least change your clothes. So what we did is you guys got all your clothes that you're gonna give away?
Yeah, we went through all our clothes, and like, there's a lot of clothes that maybe you've outgrown, or maybe you don't really wear them, but they're in really good condition.
Keely? And is this all my stuff right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so t-shirts, shorts, all kinds of stuff. It's like families, so hopefully we will be the size of some of them. Keely's gonna go take it down and drop it off at the church, right? The church is taking donations. And then we'll come back, maybe hit a surf, maybe some drone footage, and I'll tell you guys a story. Anything else going on?
Nope, not that I can think of. Oh yeah, I am working on my 50,000 subscriber special on my channel. When's
it gonna go out? Tonight?
Tonight.
Tonight.
Yes.
Right.
I just reached 50K today.
Yeah, check out his channel by the time you see this. It's a cool video that he's working on.
Okay, we're at where the fire was, where the house is burnt down.
Alright, I'm going to switch to voiceover because there wasn't a whole lot of talking and it was all in Spanish. The man, one of the owners right here, actually invited Keely, as she was dropping the clothes up, to come check out the fire, the destruction. And that is the smile of a man who just lost everything literally less than 24 hours ago. It's pretty incredible that he'd still have, just seems to have that Pura Vida spirit going. So what it was 3 families that had houses next to each other, kind of in a rustic, I guess you could say poverty style living. And they lived very simple, and the propane tank actually blew up, and this has actually been a problem in Costa Rica due to lack of regulation. So I just kind of wanted to show it. Oh yeah, there is a GoFundMe page for these families. I will leave the link in the description, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys what we were able to kind of get some footage of. Alright guys, so we just switched back to drone, and we're going to do some surfing and footage, and I'm going to tell you guys the story. Like I said, same thing happened to me when I was 8 years old. I was 8 years old, and it was 2 days after Christmas, and we were living upstairs. It was basically like a duplex type of a building where there was our apartment upstairs, and then there was the neighbors that lived downstairs, and we had a stairway that went up to the top. And literally 2 days after Christmas, the house caught on fire, and from what I can remember, I just remember waking up in the middle of the night, and my mom was screaming and freaking out, and the fire was completely engulfed the kitchen, which was the doorway to how you get out. So there was like no way for us to get out, and my dad, he was running around trying to figure out what to do, and he ended up punching out a glass window that just wasn't set up. I don't remember why, but you couldn't open it, and it had like a lock or something on it, and he ended up punching it, severing the arteries in his hand. But they were able to get us out, get me out, and then the entire house burnt down, and we literally lost everything. And that's why I could totally relate to this family, these families that had this fire. And the thing was, ours was gas related as well. So if you have gas, propane, definitely make sure the safety on that is good. And it was 2 days after Christmas, and the thing I remember was just losing everything, like all my toys, all my clothes. So my family, we have no pictures from before the age of about 9, unless it was taken by another family member or a different relative. And you know, it was a scary thing, because the fire was, you know, when a house lights up on fire and it's mostly wood, it just it just goes up, and then it just starts burning faster and faster and faster, and you can, I mean, smoke inhalation, or you can literally just get trapped and die. And the funny thing is, I don't know if it's funny, but I never really had the greatest relationship with my dad, with my father, but I always thank him for that, because that's the day he basically saved my life and saved all of our lives. And I'll remember that. And that's actually not the only near-death experience that I've had, but I will always remember that. And the thing I remember the most, like I was saying earlier, is I remember, like, you have no clothes. I mean, everything gets burnt down. And what ended up happening for us is that they got word out, and they did a newspaper article about what happened to us, and people started donating, especially because it was 2 days after Christmas. They felt bad because, you know, my toys, and my mom was actually 6 months pregnant with my younger brother at the time too. So they ran an article, and people just started donating, and like within 3 or 4 days we had like all these clothes and toys. I actually think I ended up with more toys from donations than what I actually got for Christmas. So I guess that was a bit of a bonus. However, I wouldn't recommend being in a fire, because that was definitely a scary time. And I remember the panic that was in my mom's voice and eyes, and she was just like freaking out, and I was like, what's going on, out of a cold sleep. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. As you know, on this channel, we kind of just, you never know what to expect. So I like to try to kind of keep it different, talk about different subjects and things that just arise, and show you guys a little bit about Costa Rica. So when things like this happen, kind of keep you guys updated just to see what it's like, and you can kind of hear about it and hear the story. So it's not just surfing, a little bit of lifestyle, a little bit of what's going on in our life, and what's happening here in Costa Rica. So that's that. And maybe if I find out any more news about what happened with the family, from what I hear, nobody got hurt, and that was probably the reason why that man was smiling, because he was probably just relieved that nobody was hurt. They must have either got out in time, or maybe they weren't home, because right now is Semana Santa. This is the week where everybody goes on vacation. So pretty much the whole entire country goes on vacation for a whole week, and everybody pretty much spends all day down at the beach, or at restaurants, or at other family member houses. And it gets kind of crazy, because everybody from the city basically files down to the beaches. It's probably the one time of the year where we try not to go anywhere. We buy all our food, all our water, and we just basically try to stay home, because people are speeding, people are driving, and then just crazy things happen. Like, I guess that's a good example of something crazy. Who knows why that went up, why the propane caught on fire, but it is a problem, and that has been actually happening around the country. And the way they do it is they don't have like tanks that are built into their house. It's like it's a portable propane tank that you have to carry to the store when it runs out. And that's pretty much how everybody operates here in Costa Rica. All right, guys. So I just wanted to share that with you. I've been kind of rambling just off the top of my head, but I hope you guys enjoy the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Pura Vida and aloha.